Have you ever pondered why forgiveness is often harder than holding on to grudges, even when the latter brings nothing but misery and pain? As we embark on this journey together, let's consider forgiveness. It's a term we've all heard, maybe even used, but do we truly understand the profound power it holds? Forgiveness is not merely a word, it's a process, a choice, an emotional catharsis. It's about freeing yourself from the invisible shackles of resentment and anger, allowing your heart to heal and your soul to breathe. It's about choosing peace over bitterness, love over hatred, and growth over stagnation. Now let's clear up a common misconception about forgiveness. It does not mean forgetting the hurtful act. You don't have to wipe your memory clean or pretend the incident never happened. After all, our experiences, both good and bad, shape us into who we are. Nor does forgiveness mean condoning the hurtful act. You're not approving of the wrong done to you or saying it was okay. It's about acknowledging the pain, accepting it, and then making a conscious decision to let it go. And lastly, forgiveness is not about excusing the hurtful act. It doesn't justify the wrong or absolve the wrongdoer of their actions. The person who hurt you is still accountable for their actions, and your forgiveness does not exempt them from that. Instead, forgiveness is about empowering yourself. It's about reclaiming your peace and happiness, which you unknowingly surrendered to bitterness and resentment. It's about healing your emotional wounds and moving forward, not for them, but for you. You see, forgiveness is not about the other person or their actions. It's about you, your peace, your healing, and your growth. It's about choosing to rise above the pain and hurt and embracing the freedom that comes with letting go. So, remember, forgiveness is not about forgetting, condoning, or excusing the hurtful act. It's about allowing yourself to heal and grow from the experience. Forgiveness is a personal journey of healing, not a ticket to absolution for the wrongdoer. Now that we've defined what forgiveness is, let's debunk some common misconceptions that often hinder our path to forgiveness. Firstly, many believe that forgiveness is a sign of weakness. Quite the contrary. It takes great strength to forgive someone who has wronged you. It's easy to hold on to anger and resentment, but it takes a strong person to let go of these negative feelings and replace them with understanding and empathy. So don't let this myth discourage you from forgiving. Remember, it's a sign of strength, not weakness. The second myth is the notion that forgiveness means forgetting. This couldn't be further from the truth. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting the wrong that was done to you. It simply means choosing not to let that past hurt control your present and future happiness. You can forgive someone and still remember what they did. The key is to remember without reliving the pain, without letting it cloud your judgment or influence your current actions. Another widespread myth about forgiveness is that it means you're condoning the offender's actions. This is simply not true. Forgiving someone does not mean you're saying what they did was okay. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and anger, not justifying their actions. Lastly, many people believe that forgiveness means reconciliation with the offender. This is not always the case. While forgiveness can sometimes lead to reconciliation, it's not a requirement. You can forgive someone without having any contact with them. Forgiveness is a personal journey, one that doesn't always involve the person who hurt you. These myths and misconceptions can act as roadblocks to the healing process. They can prevent us from experiencing the peace and freedom that comes with forgiveness. But once we understand the truth behind these myths, we can begin to break down these barriers and move towards a more forgiving mindset. Understanding the truth behind these misconceptions is crucial to embracing the power of forgiveness. So why should we even bother to forgive? What's in it for us? Well, let's ponder on this for a moment. The truth is, forgiveness isn't just about making peace with the person who wronged us. It's about making peace with ourselves. It's about breaking free from the chains of resentment and bitterness that can keep us stuck in a past moment, unable to move forward. Imagine holding on to a piece of hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. Who gets hurt first? You, of course. Similarly, when we refuse to forgive, we are the ones who bear the brunt of that pain, not the person who wronged us. Our lives become consumed by resentment, anger, and bitterness, making us prisoners of our own emotions. But what happens when we forgive? We release ourselves from this emotional prison. We let go of the anger, resentment, and bitterness that have been weighing us down. We open up space for positive emotions like love, compassion, and empathy to take root. Now let's be clear. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened or condoning the wrong. It doesn't mean allowing ourselves to be mistreated or abused. Forgiveness is about acknowledging the wrong, feeling the hurt, and then making a conscious decision to let it go, to stop allowing it to control our lives. It is important, however, to remember that forgiveness is a process. It takes time, and it can be a difficult journey, but it's a journey worth embarking on. For in forgiveness, we find healing. In forgiveness, we find peace. And in forgiveness, we find a freedom that is more about us than the person we are forgiving. So why forgive? Because forgiveness is the key to our own emotional freedom. It's the path to healing and peace. It's the way to stop letting our past control our present and our future. In the grand scheme of things, forgiveness is about setting ourselves free from the shackles of resentment and hostility. It's not just about emotional liberation. Forgiveness offers a myriad of benefits that can significantly enhance our quality of life. And no, this isn't some whimsical notion, but rather a fact backed by numerous studies and research. Let's start with the mental health benefits. Harboring resentment, anger, or grudges can lead to anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. On the other hand, forgiveness can act as a powerful antidote, reducing these negative emotions and fostering feelings of empathy, compassion, and understanding instead. It's like cleaning a wound and allowing it to heal instead of letting it fester. Next up, let's talk about physical health. Yes, you heard it right. Forgiveness can actually improve your physical well-being. Chronic anger and stress can wreak havoc on our bodies, leading to high blood pressure, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. Forgiveness can help counteract these effects by reducing stress levels and promoting overall health. But the benefits of forgiveness aren't just limited to the individual. They extend to our relationships as well. When we forgive, we let go of past hurts and open the door to healthier, more honest, and more fulfilling relationships. It's like resetting the button, allowing us to move forward without the weight of past grudges holding us back. And let's not forget about personal growth. Forgiveness is a journey that requires introspection, empathy, and understanding. It challenges us to rise above our pain, to see things from a different perspective, and to grow as individuals. It teaches us about resilience, about the power of empathy, and about the strength that lies in letting go. Lastly, forgiveness contributes to increased happiness and peace of mind. It's a liberating process that frees us from the chains of resentment and allows us to live more fully in the present. Indeed, forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves. It's a powerful tool that, when used properly, can transform our lives in ways we never imagined possible. It's not always easy, but the rewards are well worth the effort. But how do we cultivate forgiveness, especially when the hurt runs deep? Well, it's not always easy. It's a process, one that requires patience, understanding, and a great deal of empathy. But with time and effort, it's entirely possible. Here are some practical steps to help you along the way. First, recognize the pain. Acknowledge that you've been hurt. This isn't about dwelling on the negative, but about validating your feelings. It's okay to feel hurt, betrayed, or disappointed. These feelings are part of the human experience. By recognizing them, we give ourselves permission to heal. Next, try to empathize with the offender. This doesn't mean you have to agree with their actions or condone what they've done. It's about understanding that they too are human, with their own stories, struggles, and mistakes. Perhaps they acted out of ignorance, fear, or their own pain. This is not about excusing their behavior, but about seeing them in a broader, more compassionate light. And then focus on personal growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can it make me stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? Every experience, especially the difficult ones, offers opportunities for growth. By shifting our focus from the hurt to the lessons learned, we can transform pain into power. It's also important to remember that forgiveness isn't a one-time act. It's a process, a journey that unfolds over time. There will be days when it feels impossible, and that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Show yourself the same kindness and understanding you're learning to extend to others. And finally, keep in mind that forgiveness is for you. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and opening up space for peace, joy, and love in your life. It's not about letting the offender off the hook, but about unhooking yourself from the pain. Remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. It's a courageous act of self-love, one that paves the way for healing, growth, and ultimately, inner peace.